this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
Oh, no.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the World. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Jake, and we're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So we got some fun stuff this week, but I'm going to actually move it over to Jake and have him show you first.
Okay, so I have a very definite theme this week, and my very definite theme is sometime last year. I don't remember. I believe it was in the fall. The life of me, I can't remember beyond that. I made a quick drop-off at 2nd and Charles, and as we all know, a quick drop at 2nd and Charles is never a quick drop. And I got sucked into, they had a large outdoor sort of bizarre thing going on in the parking lot. And I ended up picking up a bunch of stuff. Now, for the life of me, I could have sworn it was 8, but I have 9 here that I think were from that sale. I'm just presenting 7 today, but for the life of me, I cannot remember for sure. One of these does not belong, or else I'm forgetting the number, but whatever. But it is an interesting cross-section, and it actually starts with 2 Oscar-nominated films. And the first, of course, is one of the most quality, highest rated, highest ranked, absolute, unassailable Oscar nominees in Oscar history. And I am speaking, of course, of Johnny Knoxville's Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. Which was a nominee for makeup, and it does have some pretty great makeup.
Makeup has the off-the-wall nominees, doesn't it? It was a fun film.
This was a whole lot more entertaining than Norbit. I would give it that. And it wasn't that expensive, and just for amusement's sake, I had to add it. Although, of course, I do need to eventually get all the nominees, so I kind of had to anyway. But it was a good opportunity to go ahead and take care of that.
So, of course, y'all know my quest to try and create space.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am thinning out this.
Ooh.
With what you'll see. Not all of it is stuff like that. One of them is just a kind of an upgrade for a future order that's coming. Mm-hmm. And some of it's just anime that I grabbed to go up to 7. But we're going to start with one of those that's filling up this, which is a Stephen King collection here, which has a number of fun films on here. The Dead Zone, which, by the way, I did not have that version of the Dead Zone. I had the later version of the Dead Zone that they kind of use as a basis for the TV series. So, hopefully this will be a fun thing. I did have Pet Sematary, I did have Silver Bullet, and I did have Graveyard Shift. And they're all fun films. I mean, you got a vampire film, you got a film about people coming back from the dead, because sometimes dead is better.
Sometimes.
And of course, Graveyard Shift, which is about these evil rats. So it's some fun stuff.
Good times. All right. So, another Oscar-nominated film, actually Oscar-winning film, and if I remember correctly, it won both Best Actor and Supporting Actor, so it actually was a high-profile win. And this was a really good. This may be the one that's the odd one out. I'm not sure, but this is a really. It's a hard film to watch, but a good one, and that is the Dallas Buyers Club, which basically. Matthew McConaughey, as it says, Matthew McConaughey gives the performance of his career in this uplifting and powerful film inspired by true events. So basically, he is a just kind of a good old boy who gets diagnosed with HIV, and it gives him a whole new outlook on life. Let's put it that way. And Jared Leto is plays a transgender individual, if I remember correctly. I hope I'm using the right word there, who goes by the name Rayon. And both of them are they're impressive in the film. And you've also got a impressive supporting cast, including Jennifer Garner and I'm trying to remember who else was in that. But anyway, it's a good movie. It is one that I definitely needed to have for the collection. And again, opportunity to get it really cheap, go for it.
So, speaking of getting things really cheap, Funimation did a sale on Right Stuff a while back. And sometimes you just want to get in a limited edition, even if it is something that you really have no interest in. And for $10,
see our other video this week.
Yeah. And for $10, I ended up getting Dimension W because it's a pretty cool looking set. I really do enjoy it.
That is a cool looking set. Wow.
I don't know what to think about it, but hey, for $10, it's not bad. 12 episodes for $10. It's it's sort of like this future-based series, which looks pretty much that way. It's curious. I'm curious. Curiouser and curiouser.
Right. Now, of course, let's see. Now, of course, this one may have been, for better or for worse, the movie that got Jared Leto the gig as Joker. It may have been. It certainly helped him get that gig. Mostly for worse. Leto's a phenomenal actor, but he took that role in places it wasn't supposed to go. Another film that has a Joker connection, because it is by the dude who directed Joker, and this is a minor space saver for me, but I have it on DVD, and now I will have it on Blu-ray. The Hangover, unrated version. This was a fun movie.
I do have a space saver for that.
Classy movie.
I have all three on one thing.
Right. I feel like I might still have one of these on DVD. I can't remember. I think I have all three at this point. But definitely this one was on DVD, so this will save a little bit of space. And I keep moving it in the wrong direction. But like I said, this is a fun movie. It's worth watching. It gets a little racy. It's a little crazy, but, good times.
So,
and what happens in Vegas, better stay there.
It's kind of funny that I've started with matter of fact, there's a lot of Stephen King today. But I'm doing another one, which I need to actually put the camera on me, for this Stephen King 6-film collection. Now, this is one that I actually did have all of them on separate. So, this is a lot less than 6 films.
Right.
On here are the films Apt Pupil, Bag of Bones, Christine, Secret Window, Sleepwalkers, and Stand By Me. Now, technically, I still have to keep my copy of Christine because it is a multi
Right.
It's on a multi-movie pack with the Blob, which I need to keep that one. And I did not have Sleepwalkers, which had a recent Scream Factory release. But I did have Apt Pupil, Secret Window, Bag of Bones, and Stand By Me on Bare Bones DVD. So this is not bad in comparison because, well, I mean, these are basically the DVD editions of that. So these are the same editions, just in a smaller form. So it's worth it to me.
If I remember correctly, I think Apt Pupil is one of the movies I have on VHS, but I've not yet converted. So that would be an essential.
It is an excellent
Stand By Me. Yeah, it is. Even though there's some unfortunate associations now. Star Brad Renfro died way too young, and of course Bryan Singer directed it. So yeah, but it was fun seeing David Schwimmer in a very unfriends role, and Ian McKellen is phenomenal in that film. So this is a film that probably will not be accused of being phenomenal acting, although a lot of these people are very much in their element. A movie that I've been wanting to see and have not yet seen, but I've seen the first two in this series, and I'm looking forward to this. The Expendables 3.
Woo!
But I mean, just listen to this cast. Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Antonio Banderas, Jet Li, Wesley Snipes, Dolph Lundgren, Kelsey Grammer, Randy Couture, Jerry Crews, Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That action
Ronda
star.
Rousey. Yeah, I mean, they lost Bruce Willis because apparently Bruce Willis wanted more than Stallone was willing to give him. But other than that, yeah, that's a pretty impressive grouping of individuals. The first two Expendables are good, mindless fun.
Second
They're
one
just
is the best
fun.
one.
What's that?
I've not seen the third, but the second one is really fun. I mean, Chuck Norris and Arnold basically exchanging one-liners.
Right.
Great.
It's a shame Chuck Norris didn't come back for this one. But you also got, of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme as the big bad in that one, and that was kind of fun, too.
And let's not forget the great action star Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, yeah. Well, supposedly in Boss, he's pretty badass. So, and I think he's supposed to play a similar-ish role here. He is a dude. With that voice, he can be pretty imposing. Not necessarily as Frasier, but all right.
So I found out about a release that's coming out on limited edition steelbook to Best Buy. And I said, you know what? I will finally convert this to Blu-ray because I've heard they did a good job remastering it, and it just would be fun to have the newer version looking good and sounding good in particular. So I said, I'm going to go ahead, and since the steelbook is out for this and pretty easily available, I'll just go ahead and upgrade the movie to steelbook as well. And that is Cowboy Bebop, Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Oh, nice.
So it's a nice upgrade for my current one. And it's a good film. I want all of my Cowboy Bebop stuff just totally upgraded. And once it's going to be a while. It's like June, I think, is the release date. But I've got it ordered. I've got it paid for. I just got to pick it up once it's ready. So that's going to be a cool thing. I still have my Bandai set. In a way, I don't want to part with it because it's there. But at the same time, from what I've heard, they did a really good job remastering it. So, yeah. It's a worthwhile series.
And that is a series that's worth getting on fancy editions if you can. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just upgrading the sound would be worth it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. All right. So my next one is one that I had literally never heard of. And then I saw it and I was like, well, that looks fun. Mainly because I saw the cast and I was like, I love this cast. So, and it's a film, I think I saw it on your shelf afterwards. You have to tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I had never heard of it beforehand. Let's put it that way. And that is a movie called The Brass Teapot.
Oh yeah, I've got that. I bought it for
And
$1.
it's probably close to what I got it for. So, John and Alice live in small town America, married, very much in love, and broke. But an accident leads them to a roadside antique shop where Alice is spontaneously drawn to a mysterious brass teapot. Roll credits. It isn't long before they realize this is no ordinary teapot, and perhaps they have found the answer to all their financial woes, etc., etc. So, a co-stars Juno Temple, who's a very talented actress who really is in search of a breakout role. But she's had a lot of good roles in under-the-radar films. Alia Shawkat, co-star of Arrested Development and a favorite of mine. Alexis Bledel, Deborah Monk, Billy Magnuson. Very intriguing cast. What's his face? Jack McBrayer of 30 Rock fame. Very intriguing cast there. It looks fun. It's probably not a true classic, but it looks fun.
For $1, you know?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of something I got relatively cheaply, I did a little bit of upgrading and thinning at the same time. Because I do have all of these. I was surprised. I actually found out that these are identical to their Blu-ray counterpart releases. Which is another Stephen King horror collection. This one has, of course, the old version of It, the Kubrick Shining, Salem's Lot, the original. That's the only one that I actually had on Blu-ray already. And Cat's Eye, which I did not have, or at least I did not have on a single. So it's kind of cool to be able to have all those on Blu-ray just sitting there for me to watch. So the original Salem's Lot I do need to see again. I've read it, and I've seen the remake that they did, the TV movie, but I have never seen the original. And that's a shame. I got interested in that actual series when I read book 5 of the Dark Tower series, which the priest in that one is one of the major characters, and comes along with them for the rest of the series for the most part.
Is he a major character? I thought he was more of a supporting character.
He was a supporting character in the book he's from.
Salem's Lot.
Yeah, but he's not as much of a. He becomes a pretty big figure with them as he goes in the Dark Tower.
Right. You know. Yeah. Okay. So my next one is one, every year, you watch this channel, you know that we geek out over our Oscar stuff. We try to be able to give you guys all the info that's fit to give, as it were. And so I always pay very close attention to the films that are being talked up in the run-up to Oscar. But sometimes ones that are on my radar get shoved aside. When they don't end up getting a nomination or whatever, they kind of end up on the, I'll get to that one list, And this one has been on that list for 11 freaking years now. It's a movie that actually was a double Golden Globe nominee, made a lot of critics' best of lists, and was talked up for the Oscar race. And when the Oscar nominations came out, it got bupkis, nothing. And that is a film called Last Chance Harvey. It's got Emma Thompson and Dustin Hoffman. And it's supposed to be a really good movie about kind of a you're never too old sort of deal. You know what I mean? Like you get another shot at love and life and that sort of thing. And it's supposed to be really good. I mean, both of those actors are really phenomenal actors. There's no question there. You've also got Eileen Atkins, James Brolin, Kathy Baker. Pretty good assortment of individuals there. And this one actually has bonus features too. So this is a pretty nice pickup overall. This is one that is readily available at at a low price. And that's one of the reasons it took me so long to get it. It was like, oh, I'll get you next time. Over and over and over and over again. But finally, I picked it up as part of this group. And I'm really looking forward to finally seeing it. Who knows when that'll happen. But I'm looking forward to it.
So, Jake, can you see the person that's commenting on our thing?
No.
Oh, you can't. Oh, well. Well, shout out to them. Let's see, AGR4 3269. Well, shout out to you, and thank you for watching. We really do appreciate that.
Excellent.
I neglected to click the thing and went live, so that's fine. I hope that y'all who do come in enjoy the unintended live show.
Okay.
I apologize. We don't have any editing in here at this point, but we hope to when the full version goes live on Wednesday.
So
I got a fun one.
No.
I have been trying my darndest to finish the series, but Funimation makes things so darned expensive.
Yeah.
And they'd release this for the longest time in just 2 parts. You know how they do that? They divide it. They divide like a full season into 2. And Viz does this too. Mm-hmm. And I have the very first 2 seasons of Aquarion, which this is Aquarion Logos. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, this is, to my knowledge, the first time they've released all of it in one set. Mm-hmm. Which is the 3rd season of the series, and it's really cool. I really enjoyed this particular one. I have yet to see the 3rd season because I'm a holdout for a lot of physical media, right. And I wasn't going to be paying any $40 for half of it. So $80, no, $20. Yeah, I could do $20 for that. So I am so glad to have it. I'm really psyched to get it. So it just came out not long ago. So I'm just like, yeah. So actually, I'll tell you what, Jake, we got a question in there. Why not answer it for?
Okay.
What is your favorite anime show of all time? I know we answered this in a video once, but go ahead and if you can remember it.
My favorite anime show of all time?
Yes.
Maison Koku.
I knew that, but they didn't know that. They asked the question. So
yes, we did do a video on this, and it's worth checking out if you have some time to kill. But yes, I absolutely love Maison. Yeah, true.
A whole lot. Mine is, gosh, what did I pick? I think it was it Honey and Clover?
No, I was surprised that you didn't pick Honey and Clover. I remember that.
I mean, Maison Koku is definitely like my second. I know I picked that second.
What was your favorite?
What was my favorite? It's kind of weird that I'm like going, I don't know my favorite.
I remember being surprised that it was not Honey and Clover.
Yeah, me too. Now it is. I have to double check because it was a series I really liked, but it is, I don't know, it's just, you get that thing where it's there, but it's hiding in the back. But definitely Honey and Clover and Maison Koku are just like right up there.
And you didn't have Kino's Journey at your number 1, right? I think that was.
Oh no, that was in my top 10, but yeah.
Yeah.
Inuyasha is also a good series. That's their favorite there, and I agree. That's a fun series. I actually got mine condensed. I used to have all the single volumes. You know that took up like half a shelf. I had all the single volumes of that. Ended up giving that as a Christmas present to somebody when I got all the seasons on the kind of condensed amount.
I thought I condensed the movies and I got a tripwire because I had those pretty shiny ones.
Yeah.
And I got the Blu-ray 4-pack. And then when I went to put them on eBay, I realized, wait a minute, Volume 4 comes with a soundtrack CD. I can't get rid of that.
Oh, it has an excellent soundtrack. I own the soundtracks to that series. It's a good series of soundtracks.
Cool.
Go ahead.
So my last one is one that I'm almost certain is a conversion. I'm almost certain I have this on DVD. I think the first time I found it, I was like, oh, I gotta see this. It looks so good and crazy, and I love it. And as a little bit of trivia, if speaking of favorites, for a long time, my favorite movie was Maverick. I know that's kind of a random choice, but I absolutely adore Maverick. It's one of my favorites. And there are two people who met on that movie who could not be more different if you look at their Hollywood reputations. And yet, they not only became close friends, they are still apparently close friends. And when one of them decided to direct a movie about a crazy person, she knew just who to call. And I'm talking, of course, about Jodie Foster's The Beaver.
Oh, I love that movie.
Which co-stars Mel Gibson. And Walter, once a successful and happy family man, has hit rock bottom. But in his darkest hour, he finds a rather unusual savior, a beaver hand puppet that takes over Walter's life in an attempt to change things for the better. You gotta love that description.
Oh, it's a great film.
And it co-stars Jodie Foster, is directed by Foster, and is directed by, co-stars a pre-fame Jennifer Lawrence.
Woo.
So, that is a hell of a cast there. And even though Mel Gibson is... some of his views have made him less popular than he used to be. And he has done some stuff he shouldn't be proud of. He is still a talented actor and a hell of a director. And like I said, him and Foster remain close friends despite the fact you'd think they'd hate each other. And this is definitely an intriguing movie. It's well worth looking at. I loved it when I saw it. And like I said, I think I had it on DVD, but I could not pass up a chance to trim it down and get a
little bit trimmed down. But it was fun, and it was during his dark time.
Shoot. I'm sorry. Tone off. I'm sorry.
What did you do? What did you do? Destroy my
I hope
stream.
that was not too bad. Yeah, that was my brother. He'll be annoyed.
All right. Well, of course, comment on that is my all-time favorite is The Mask starring Jim Carrey.
That's a fun one. Actually, it's the same year as Maverick, I think.
Yeah, a lot of good energy in that film. Jim Carrey has a lot of fun energy, manic energy with him. Mm-hmm. But he's proven he can do a lot of good roles, though he kind of fell by the wayside for a while.
Right.
What was it he was in recently?
He came back big with Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I was thinking about. Is Sonic is probably his big thing. And it's funny, there was this porn site that they were uploading. Yeah, I know. They uploaded the Hunt, Sonic the Hedgehog, and something like that. And I guess what better place to hide illegal uploads than a porn site?
And what better way to ensure viruses when you download it?
Oh my! Well, it was streaming, so
Okay.
But yeah, Jim Carrey is a fun actor. I have to see him in Sonic because people are saying that he actually kind of made that movie.
I need to see that eventually.
I just don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll wait till
Okay.
it comes out on streaming. I will see it, and then I will go.
Right.
But I guess Rebel Gaming Club is in here with us as well.
Oh,
Shout out to them. Awesome fellows. If you have not subscribed, you should check it out. When this video goes up on the regular from our accidental live stream, we will actually have a link to their channel below. They actually crafted our opening scene, which is awesome. Our opening our opening song is just great. As all.
and actually, Dan, if you've been here since the beginning, I mentioned I have a VHS copy of That Pupil. If you need it, let me know.
Excellent film.
Yeah.
So my last one is going to be a huge space saver. And that is 20 movie horror collection.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a thin pack, too.
That is. So listen to what's on here. Now, you probably won't be too happy with this, Jake. But we've got Hostel Part 2, already on your radars, like your favorite films, right? Anatomy 2, also films you probably wouldn't like that much. But to me, they were actually, I like them because they did have a lot more intrigue than Hostel. Hostel was just like torture porn. Hollow Man 2, and Hollow Man was fun, and Hollow Man 2 was okay. The Hunt for the BTK Killer, I don't have that one. The Tattooist, which is, I've not seen that one either. I don't have that one. Anaconda, which has not aged very well. But it's still a very fun movie. And
That didn't age well when it came out.
3 of them from a set that actually that we had for one of our Inside Movies Galore, which is Blackwater, Redwater, and She Creature. And we did She Creature on that show, which was kind of cool. That
was fun.
Let's see, The Breed, which I don't have The Breed. The Cave. The Cave is really good, but I always confuse it with The Descent. I don't know why.
That was a random ass collection.
Yeah, I know. The Forsaken, Vampires, The Turning, Bats, Human Harvest, Fatal Contact, Bird Flu in America. Sounds like a documentary. Maybe it is a documentary. I don't know. And let's see here. Caw. That sounds like a winner right there. Caw. Maybe it's right up there with Birdemic. I've always wanted to get Birdemic 1 and 2, just because they're so bad. I just want them in my collection. and a film called Nightwing, which I have a feeling is not related to the Batman character. So I'm going to put us both on here as we get ready to wrap up. Let's see here. Asked about the next TV stroll, which is not that far down the line. I just did a Criterion stroll, which is up, and I'm doing these in kind of cycles weekly as I can. My energy level's kind of, because they're working me extra hard these past couple of weeks. And but I still have, let's see, next week is Anime Stroll Part 3, then Movie Stroll Part 3, then TV Stroll Part 3. So that's going to be kind of cool. Actually, no, wait, no.
TV should be your next one.
TV is my next one. So next week will be my 3rd TV stroll. I just skipped right over it. So next week, if you want it, that's going to come. Well, thank you for coming and watching us today on this impromptu live show. But of course, we are at the end of our stream today. Hopefully it all comes in, and I'm going to be able to download this, do some editing magic, and make this a little bit more viable than what we've got going on. But any case, I hope you all have enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. So we'll see you, I guess, on the next one. Y'all have a great one.
Bye.